There are times when we lose our self-esteem, and our friends are few and far between. But don't you let it take you down the stream. No, no. Don't you ever give up on your dream. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up now. Don't give up on your dream, sure. No, you just can't give up now. Oh, oh. There are times when money is hard to find. Said it's hard to find, and the struggle of it all is on your mind. No, you just can't take it, just can't. But don't you worry, 'cause you are never too far behind. Oh, yeah. You can get there if you stay heavy on the grind. So don't give up on your dreams, yes. Don't give up now. Don't give up on your dreams, yes. No, you just can't give up now. No, 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 no. But do it like this. Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't care what they say to you, no. Just don't you ever give up on your dream. Don't give up on your dreams, yeah. Don't give up now. Don't give up on your dreams, yeah. No, you just can't give up now. Oh, oh, oh,
Woohoo! Thank you, Tyler. Wow, wasn't that incredible? Wasn't that beautiful?
Magnífico, fue maravilloso.
Thank you so much. That was the magnificent Tyler Conti. And I am Akuyo Graham with
Alma Barrón.
And it is our pleasure to welcome you this evening to the Voices of the Unheard. Resilience, being produced by Spirit Awakening Foundation. It is our joy to be with all of you this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. James O'Fallon, thank you. I love when this happens. We're just starting and people are already giving. And that's what we said to ourselves this evening as well. Yes, this is a fundraiser, absolutely. However, our intention is to give of our talents and gifts to all of you. So welcome to that environment. Welcome to that, that space, right?
Yes.
So I want to tell you something. Our intention tonight is to raise $200,000. Yes, you heard that right. $200,000. And I know we can do it. We've already raised almost $60,000 and we're just getting started, okay? And our brilliant and magnificent Georgia Sedlak, will be back later to tell you more about how we intend to do that and what we intend to use with those funds. Ama?
Y queremos darles primeramente la más cálida bienvenida a nuestro evento de las voces no escuchadas, producido por la organización, la Fundación Spirit Awakening. Y estamos muy emocionadas esta noche porque estamos comenzando con nuestro evento de recaudación de fondos y ya llevamos casi $60,000. Nuestra meta el día de hoy son $200,000. Eso es correcto, me escuchaste bien, son $200,000. Así que con eso, más adelante, nuestra ejecutiva de operaciones, que es Georgia Sedlak, nos va a dar más información sobre lo que hacemos con esos fondos para pagar por operaciones y todos los gastos que implican llevar a cabo todo lo que producimos.
Thank you, Amma. And I want to thank all of you that have already started giving. James O'Fallon,
Sí.
Kristen William, B.T. Taylor, one of our facilitators, Sandra Williams, Sandy. This sister is amazing. Sandy, thank you. Now call up all your lawyer friends and tell them.
Sí.
So now, without any further ado, I want to bring up the magnificent Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, who will give us the opening evocation for our festivities this evening. Reverend Michael.
Peace and richest blessings. I am Michael B. Beckwith, the founder of the Agape International Spiritual Center, and it is my joy to be with you on this festive evening. This evening of celebrating Spirit Awakening and all of the magnificent work that Spirit Awakening has done under the masterful leadership of Akuyo Graham. It is my joy to invite us into this moment of evocation. I please ask you to center yourself in your own way, to turn within and begin to feel a great degree of gratitude and thanksgiving and dynamic appreciation for life itself, that we exist, that we have the capacity to grow, develop, and unfold, and to deliver our gifts on this planet. And in this moment of gratitude and thanksgiving and absolute connection to the great God of the universe, I get to speak the word for this evening's unfoldment, that it is magnificent, it is celebratory, it is poignant, it is transformational, it is educational, it is holy fellowship at its finest, virtually and spiritually. And today, we are all blessed by this magnificent offering of Spirit Awakening Foundation and the many lives that it has transformed. For this we do give thanks, and we allow it to be so now and forever, and so it is. Amen, Amen, and Ashe. We're here this evening, obviously. We're celebrating 26 years of great work from the heart. Great work that has gone into our juvenile systems and redeemed souls that appeared to be lost, appeared to be disconnected. Akuyo Graham and her team went into these places and brought light, brought hope, brought optimism, reframed individuals' narrative about themselves so that these young people could grow to their greater yet to be. She also drew interest to the work that needs to be done in our juvenile detention system, work that she and her crew has taken on. I'd only say to you this evening that behind the scenes there's so much work that goes on. I ask you from my heart to make sure that you donate tonight, that you give from your heart, that this great work can continue to transform lives. God bless you for your yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Georgia Sedlak, and I'm the COO for Spirit Awakening Foundation. On behalf of all of us here at Spirit Awakening, I would like to thank you for joining us this evening to celebrate our 26th year in existence and to uplift the voices of the youth and young adults participating in our programs. Before we get started with tonight's powerful performances, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge and thank all of the artists and individuals who make up Spirit Awakening. I'd like to begin by recognizing and thanking Spirit Awakening's dynamic and devoted board of directors, which includes India Radfar, Bertrand Christian, Nabwire Butali, Akuyo Graham, Lynn Kitchen, Peter O'Fallon, Shirley Garcia, and Jason Smolenoff. I would also love to give a huge shout out to Akuyo Graham, Spirit Awakening Foundation's founder and executive director. For over 26 years, Akuyo has led Spirit Awakening Foundation and has supported thousands of youth with transforming their lives. It is under her supervision and direction that Spirit Awakening Foundation has become one of the leading arts-based organizations in LA County, providing trauma-informed, holistic, restorative, transformative, and healing-centered programs and services to underserved, systems-involved, and incarcerated youth and young adults. One of my favorite parts about Spirit Awakening Foundation is how diverse we are. Since joining this organization a few years ago, I have been privileged to work with some of the finest artists and educators who are committed to using their gifts and talents to make meaningful impacts in the lives of those we serve. Our leadership and roster of artists includes professional actors and actresses, writers, filmmakers and producers, photographers, visual artists, graphic designers, jewelry designers, musicians, spiritual practitioners, educators, body workers, dancers, translators, financial advisors, and the list just goes on. Thank you to all of our leadership and artists who have supported our programs this year. Please know that your services to our organization and to all of the youth that we have supported have been invaluable. We would love to give special shout outs to Masaso Chiumia, Patricia Rode, Reverend Coco Stewart, Reverend Michael Beckwith, Alex Denocker, Susan Ama Barron, Hunter Marie Formica, Paula Neiman, Michael Torres, Alfredo Resendez, Jason Mitchell, Lojay Marks, Michael Dyer, Juliet Jeffers, William B.T. Taylor, Robin Strayhorn, Corey Tyler, Aaron Wilson, Tristan Trotter, Florence Benute, Willard Williams, Hamid Naima, Paulette Barron Granados, and Kiasha Simpson. And last but not least, I would like to recognize all of Spirit Awakening Foundation's collaborating agencies and organizations. We would like to thank the LA County Department of Arts and Culture, the LA County Probation Department, the LA County Board of Supervisors, the LA County Office of Education, the California Wellness Foundation, the Weingart Foundation, the Conrad and Hilton Foundation, Cafe of Dreams, Agape International Spiritual Center, Halo Beauty, the A&A Fund, and our newest supporter, EDL Northwest. EDL Northwest is a 501c3 nonprofit founded with the mission to support the spiritual regeneration of humanity. As part of its mission, EDL Northwest provides philanthropic support to organizations that focus on health and well-being and outdoor environmental education as ways to encourage the social, emotional, spiritual, and intellectual growth of children and adults, and the responsible stewardship of the planet. We would also like to shout out to our partnering school sites, Frontier High School, New Earth Youth Build, Whittier High School, John Muir High School, and all of the facilities that we serve with the LA County Office of Education. Thank you all so much for your support, and we appreciate getting to work with you again this year.
All right, Georgia, thank you so much. That sister, right, Georgia, is amazing.
Increíble.
And we just want to thank you for all your hard work behind the scenes, making sure everything comes together. And as Georgia noted, we have a whole team behind us. You know, it really does take a village, and we have a beautiful village here at Spirit Awakening Foundation. I have one of the villagers right with me, Ama. And so again, I want to thank our board, our amazing board that I love and adore so much.
Gracias.
Peter and India and Nabwire. Nabwire, you'll see the efforts of her work later because she's producing something I'll tell you about later. And I mentioned India, Shirley Garcia. Shirley, who had been in the program, she's now serving on the board. And Lynn Kitchen and Bert Christian. Thank you all very much. And my team of artists, oh, great artists. Willard Williams, and I saw Willard made a donation. So did my friend Kalia. Kalia, who's on the East Coast. I've known Kalia for years.
Wow.
We pretty much grew up together.
Oh, my goodness.
I love you. She's an extraordinary artist herself, a beautiful dancer. So thank you, Hope Farr and Amy and James O'Fallon again, and Willard. Okay, BT, Willard gave a little bit more than you, okay?
$2.
I'm just letting you know.
$2.50.
All right, so we're getting carried away over here. You know, here at Voices of the Unheard, one of our traditions is that we have guest artists interpret the work of our program participants. And one of the reasons we do this is so that our program participants know that they are valued, they are loved, they are cherished, and that what they do, their gifts, their talents, their creativity is magnificent. And so we invite guest artists to interpret the work that our students put out. And tonight is no exception. We have some beautiful artists that you will get to hear in just a few minutes. Mama?
Y primeramente queremos darle muchas gracias a Georgia Sedlak y también a todo el gran equipo que tenemos de facilitadores, administradores. Realmente es un tremendo esfuerzo el que se hace para llevar a cabo la producción de las clases y de todos los programas que tenemos. También estamos muy emocionadas porque estamos viendo el número, la cantidad de dinero que llevamos ya recaudados en $60,607, que es realmente fabuloso. Y tenemos también otra sorpresa para ustedes. Tenemos una de las actividades que llevamos a cabo cada año, es que tenemos artistas invitados. Esos son artistas de gran renombre que leen, interpretan muchas de las piezas escritas por nuestros estudiantes. Y esta noche no es ninguna excepción, así que tenemos algo muy bonito preparado para ustedes. Por favor, estén atentos.
Thank you, Amma. And so now you're going to hear from the beautiful and magnificent Wendy Raquel Robinson and the amazing Al Rodrigo and the beautiful and magnificent Angela Gibbs. These are three really very solid, powerful actors that are going to be interpreting some of the work that our students wrote. Some of the students are as young as 13, 14. Listen up.
I've grown in ways you wouldn't imagine. From falling and you tearing me down with nowhere to go, no place to call home, kept having me think all I had was the man in the moon. But even sometimes he would go away too. As the dark and loneliness tried to tie me down, finally able to rise and make the changes, I'm reaching towards the light to fight the dark. The light being community and dark being you. I won't let you get to me any longer. Now standing out of the dark and into the crowds, yet still you're blind. Stuck behind your own kind of dark as you think you still have control. Control of my mind and body, and control of how my life will be. That's the difference between you and me. While you stay trapped in your past and trauma, putting your anger onto me, I'm here growing and letting go. Letting go, not forgetting, but forgiving. As I'm becoming a woman you hoped I wouldn't become, only so I could stay in the past with you. Letting it control not just you, but me too. That's the difference between you and me. I learned to let go. As you just keep holding on, making no effort to change, I'm gonna do things you wouldn't imagine and be someone you won't recognize. This is the difference between you and me. I'm Wendy Raquel Robinson, and that poem was written by Hennessy. Thank you.
I am not the same person I was at the beginning of the pandemic. I am more in control of not being in control and trusting whatever you call the force that brings people, situations, and experiences into our lives. I'm coming out on the other side of this pandemic more self-aware of myself and my emotions. I am emerging exactly who I want to be. And I realize that there is an abundance of all that I need in this life. And for those close to me as well. I present myself with confidence and am not afraid to shine my light and speak when my instinct or heart tells me to speak. I move into this new space with no fear of rejection and to live my life from a place of love rather than fear. By James.
Who am I? I am free. That's how I feel inside of me. They say I'm a criminal, and that I'll always be. I'll tell you right now that that's not me. And soon enough, I'll show you who I can be.
All right. Good evening, good evening. Thank you all for joining us. To the folks that have been here once before, thank you for coming back. And to the new folks, thank you for being with us for the first time. I'm Pluto Brown, and I'm here to tell you guys about one of Spirit Awakening's projects. Now, for the folks that have been here once before, you might have heard about Spirit Home. To the folks, it's your first time. This is your first time hearing about Spirit Home, so I'll give you a short little synopsis of it. Spirit Home is a vision that's been kind of brewing within Spirit Awakening for several years now, and it came because there was a realization that a lot of the young women that are in our classes and in our programs need a safe space at home as well. And so that's what Spirit Home is. It is a safe space to take these young ladies and the young folks, because there will be a Spirit Home for men coming too, but to take these young folks from, being in a situation to where they're surviving, to putting them in a situation to where they can better themselves and go on to thrive. And as we've seen with the Hunters, the Shirleys, the Makivas, we're not filling buckets, we're lighting fires. So Hunter then goes back and she gives back, and which is what she's doing now. So, and that's always been one of the biggest things that means anything to any of us, whether we're in foster care or whether we're doing state time or in the juvenile halls. When somebody comes in and tries to tell you, oh yeah, we've got this, and we'll help you with this when you get out of this place, it almost goes in one ear and goes right out the other. But when you have somebody that has been through the experience, that made it out, that comes back to tell you that there is hope for you and that you can do it, it's like the possibilities of the world just open back up. Like that hope that you didn't think you had is now restored, So I'll leave you guys with that, and we'll jump into the piece for Spirit Home. And a bit of it might sound familiar. If you tuned in a little earlier, you might have heard a song playing at the beginning. The wonderful recording artist Freddie took the spoken word piece and actually made a song of it. And so we'll be using that as well too. Her struggles are not mine. I cannot speak for her. But I have my own burdens, so I can grieve with her. And because she is my sister, when she grows, I take notes so that I can follow that road and grow with her. Yes, our hardships may be separate, but it was our shared suffering that brought us together. That's what made us birds of a feather. So when the world is crashing down around her and no one else understands, I understand. I get it. I get her. And she's the calm in my storm. She's the safety for my triggers, especially when I get the chills, the jitters. I'm there backing her, supporting her, supplying her with whatever I can give her when she thinks she's alone in the river. And I'd give her my liver, but we don't have the same blood. Yet I'm there and she's here out of love. So I'm the first place that she runs when she needs someplace to come, a breath of fresh air, a shoulder to lean on, a hug. It's crazy. And just like me, just like her, we all need a place to retreat. You know, when we get lost in the hustle and bustle, we get caught up and tangled in the tango and shuffle. We cry until the tears turn to pools and the pools turn to puddles. We look for love in the wrong places and we end up with devils to cuddle. We become broken. We become load-bearing. We take wave after wave of abuse, but there was one point in time when we were all just like you. I was pure when I came out the womb. And these troubled souls that were omnipotent and all around, they raised me as best they knew, but flowers don't grow in the dark and kids don't grow in a locked room. That's not how roses bloom. You think you don't need us, so you walk by without a care. But we are the ones that drive your ecosystem. We clean your air. It's a pseudoscience and dependency that won't let you forget about us over here or push us over there until you decide to come back around next year when we come up gasping for air after being beat by circumstance because life just isn't fair. If you have too many last names or too many curls in your hair, you don't get a silver spoon, no crystal stare, no glass slippers, no stripes worn abreast. But with this home, we're free to conquer and roam. We feel safer to succeed, and we push through the heat and concrete until we grow tired in our legs. We have a place to unwind after a long day so we can prepare for the next, give tomorrow our best, a home to ice, elevate, compress, rest, repeat if need be. I will bandage her bruise and she will stitch my wounds because that's what sisters do, and we will not be beat. Not with the support that she has and the foundation that's under me. Thank you.
Most of my childhood and teenage years, I was plagued with feelings of unworthiness.
I first got incarcerated when I was 14 years old.
I was lost. I was stressed out. I was very, very depressed.
I was definitely out of control. I had a lot of anger built up. I didn't have any guidance.
If I could just help one child not have to go through the emotional turmoil that I went through, then that's what I wanted to do. And so began my work with teaching incarcerated juveniles.
They come into our institutions lost, broken, unsure about themselves. Akuyo meets them at that space to say, okay, this is the brick wall to where you're at. But I'm not going to teach you how to go over the wall. I'm not going to teach you how to go through the wall. I'm going to work with you on being at the wall.
I met Akuyo while I was in camp, a juvenile camp. I was in custody, and she had a mentorship program every Wednesday. One day I went and, she said, well, write something, whatever it is. I'm not telling you what to write. I'm not telling you how to write. Just write something. And I wrote something and just started coming out on paper. And it was really nice.
You should start the program with a simple question, like, who am I? And then it escalated with each writing so that the girls dug a little deeper and a little deeper.
The spirit awakening of which I speak is that there is that spirit within us all. That is really the teacher. You know, that is the thing that heals.
Find the light in the dark so our roses can bloom. Finally time for a break. We can stitch up our wounds. Free to conquer, free to roam. 'Cause together we are home.
I was at Camp Scott and I was doing 6 months. I was 17 years old, and that was the first time I discovered that I was a poet.
I was able to go on a trip of a lifetime to Ghana, West Africa.
He had the opportunity to go to Ghana by writing an essay, and it's things I could not give my child. It gave him confidence. It gave him a meaning and a purpose.
Spirit Awakening let us know that, hey, there are people who actually care. Having that weekly mentorship, it was very helpful, and every youth, everyone needs that, everybody.
We've been tasked to create Spirit Home, where young women can come to live, to heal from trauma. We already have so many young girls in our programs who are begging us, where can I go so I'm safe? That's something that Spirit Awakening is setting out to do, is to open Spirit Home so that they can escape violence or abuse.
We're learning these new tools. We know what to do. We know how to handle negative situations, and we're much more better off. And because we know these things, our kids will know these things.
Free to conquer, free to roam.
I'm finally glad to be different. Every feature so distinct. I'm not weird nor crazy. I'm beautifully unique.
Together we are home, home, home.
I'm excited to be in Spirit Awakening's program because it allows me to open up with excitement, and it's super amazing. I appreciate that Spirit Awakening pushed me to finish school and helped me when I was at my lowest. They kept pushing me to finish and succeed. I would definitely sponsor Spirit Awakening in my company in the future because they helped me so much. They had a huge impact on me, so it would be an honor to be able to sponsor them. These are just a few of the original testimonies written by participants in our programs, which demonstrate the positive impacts our services have in their lives. Spirit Awakening is committed to continuing to provide communities with alternative solutions so that young people can be successfully diverted away from incarceration. As LA County moves to eradicate the Juvenile Probation Department, which is the largest of its kind in the nation, Spirit Awakening is looking to you for your support to help us raise operational funds to support and sustain the expansion of our programs, services, and curriculum to include more healing resources for our communities. With Voices of the Unheard being our only fundraising event of the year, Spirit Awakening is seeking to raise $200,000 tonight. That's right, you guys, you heard me. We want to raise $200,000 tonight. With this funding in place, Spirit Awakening will have the capacity to scale our programs and services to additional sites and facilities throughout the county. We will also be able to initiate our new virtual Women's Healing Circle. Last but not least, this will support our efforts to expand our curriculum with the addition of the new Spirit Awakening film, inspired by Akuyo's critically acclaimed one-woman play, Spirit Awakening. So I'll ask you, will you join us tonight in making a difference in more young people's lives? If so, get out those phones, open up those browsers, and go ahead and make your online tax-deductible donations right now. You can simply text the code GIVEVOICES21 to the number 44321 to make your donation. Please know that any contribution, no matter its size, can make a difference in somebody else's life. So will you join us?
All right. Wow. Can we take a look at the text to donate page? Can we show that to everyone? And I just want to thank Michael. Michael's one of our facilitators. Thank you so much.
Thank
Will
you.
and BT.
Yes.
Amma, Michael gave more than y'all.
I know.
I'm just saying. You know, no gift is too big, too large. We value every single gift, and we are truly grateful. Mas, where's your gift? Come on now. He's our magnificent visual artist and art director, and did all the graphics and just does so much work for us. He's an amazing painter. Masauso Chiumia, where's your gift? Mom, Gladys, where's your gift? I'm naming names today. And I just want to take a moment to thank Carol Swig. Thank you. And she's Georgia's magnificent mama. Thank you so much. Lynn, my angel, thank you. Lynn has been with Spirit Awakening since its inception. When I told Lynn about the idea for the foundation, she just looked at me and said, I'm going to help you. And she has never left my side, and for that I am so grateful.
Wow.
So, Amma?
Y queremos agradecer a todas las personas que están contribuyendo y estamos muy agradecidos a las personas que ya tenemos, por ejemplo, Mike Dyer, a Susana Barrón, a Carol M. Swick, que es la mamá de Georgia, y a Cuyo está haciendo la invitación a los otros facilitadores de Spirit Awakening. Yo sé que ni uno habla español, pero si me están escuchando, también contribuyan. Este es el momento, esta es tu oportunidad.
Thank you, Amma. It's so fun, you know, to take all the stress out of it and to see the board and see all the generous people. The world is full of generosity, and we are so grateful to be recipients of your generosity. We do not take it for granted. And now I want to give the stage over to two participating young women from our programs, Miss Hunter and Miss Tia.
Hi, I'm Tia. I'm 18 years old, and I'm currently a filmmaker in college. I want to introduce to you all my film, Introspection. When creating my stop motion, I was aiming to heal my inner trauma while sharing my story with other young women who might be facing struggles with their self-image as well. This video has served as a stepping stone to my self-love, and I hope that others can experience the same when watching. I want to thank Spirit Awakening Foundation for encouraging me to take on such a project. I truly believe that this program is dedicated to reaching out to youth who, like me, struggle to find themselves. And for that, I am eternally grateful.
Well, Tia, I must say that...
Are we showing the video?
Dear past self, when you received that letter that day during class, I wish you knew that it was only a milestone to how much you were going to love your natural hair in your future. No offense, they say. You take things too literally. We're just joking with you. Well, I guess jokes really do leave scars that can't be seen from the outside. Getting angry or being sad seemed to do me no good. And I ask myself every time, why do I let these comments upset me? Why do I tend to follow their ideals? Aren't I the writer of my own story? And as I got older, I started to realize that their opinions don't have an effect on me. And why? Because I am my own main character. I am my introspection.
Wow, that was a beautiful video, Tia. Amazing. I must say, we do show that video in our Spirit Awakening classes to new Spirit Awakening students, and they really are inspired by it. And it's such a beautiful story of resilience, strength, and beauty. And just thank you for sharing your light.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Yes. You know, Tia, at 16 years old, I was on my third visit to juvenile hall, and it was one of the most challenging parts of my life. I was fortunate enough to participate in my first Spirit Awakening class, and looking back over 5 years later, I'm so grateful that I was spontaneously open to receiving the love and the safety that was present in the class. I know I would be an entirely different person without Spirit Awakening Foundation. Perhaps I would still be buried in anger and in the labels that the system placed on me and called me. Through this program, I became aware of an infinite toolbox that boosted my self-awareness. I was safe to create a new story, safe to release and unlearn the programming and transform my mindset. Not only was I supported while incarcerated, Spirit Awakening has still supported me to this day in each of my successful moments. I've carried the things I learned in Spirit Awakening into the rest of my life. I've shared many heartfelt experiences with them, from learning how to meditate, heal, process trauma through writing and art, expressing myself and telling my story confidently, and most importantly, being an example of resilience for my community. These life-changing experiences are at the core of my showing up and serving Spirit Awakening as a former participant, now facilitator, and supporter of Spirit Awakening. Supporting Spirit Awakening is essential for supporting the future of the youth. I've witnessed firsthand in our classes seeing students express themselves in authentic ways and awaken their passions and go on to live meaningful, successful lives. Thank you for supporting Spirit Awakening and supporting creativity and resilience and hopefully housing in Spirit Home in the communities that need it the most.
All right. Ooh, Hunter and Tia, thank you so much. I love these young women and the young people we get to serve. Pluto, they just, you can see why they're in all of our hearts, right? They're in your hearts too, right? I mean, they're amazing. I'm going to ask Tyler to come back on stage because we're going to give you a taste of something. But first I want to go back to the text board and acknowledge more people that are giving to us. Karen Cross, thank you so much. Glauco Patty.
That's Patty's husband, Glauco.
Oh, people we see these names. These are people we work with that you can see we're really crazy about each other. From Patty Rhodes to Amma to Michael Dyer and BT, they've been teaching with me since the beginning. And then, as I said before, Masao Sochiumia, our visual artist, who had the vision to say we need art. We need art, not just writing. So he came aboard and created the art department.
Yes.
So we are
Who
so
am I in
grateful.
color?
Who am I in color, in
Yes.
art,
Yes.
right? So Mas,
Mwah.
Robin Strayhorn, kisses, 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 and Willard, and
Juliet.
and all of you, Juliet
Juliet.
Jeffers, a
Yes.
great actor and an impresario. She does a lot of one-person shows herself. She has one coming up, I think, next week. Batman and Robin in the Boogie Down. So Julia Jeffers, look her up. You won't be disappointed, okay? This is the caliber of people that we work with. You heard the song that Freddie put to Pluto's lyrics. Freddie, look her up on Insta. She's beautiful. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge Freddie's family, Alex and Stefan, who earlier pledged $20,000 and he's giving us that. So thank you. Thank you so much. And I know George already mentioned EDL Northwest, who gave us a $25,000 grant. So if you're there and you're a philanthropist or you have associations with philanthropy, please think of Spirit Awakening and support the work we do. We've been doing it for 26 years. Shirley Garcia, Lawrence, thank you. Shirley, we love you.
We love you.
26 years, and we at Spirit Awakening had the foresight, the insight to know that trauma-informed programming was essential. 26 years ago, as I always say, that was not in vogue. So obviously we are an organization, we are artists that we can see into the future, literally. And we can sense the zeitgeist and know what's needed and what's coming. So if you want to be a part of that, be a part of Spirit Awakening. So now, we want to give you a taste of one of our programs, the Who Am I exercise that we do at Spirit Awakening. And so, unless you're driving right where you are, just take a breath.
Queremos invitarte a que participes con este ejercicio, es parte de nuestro programa, para que tengas una idea, para que tengas una experiencia de lo poderoso que son nuestros ejercicios, de explorar tu creatividad, tu intuición. Y primeramente te invitamos a que te detengas si no estás conduciendo en tu auto y respires profundo y te relajes.
Thank you. So, You may close the outer eye if that feels comfortable to you.
Puedes cerrar tus ojos si te sientes cómodo.
And I invite you right now to ask yourself the question, who am I?
Y te invito a que te hagas la pregunta, ¿quién soy yo?
Who am I underneath my name?
¿Quién soy yo debajo de mi nombre?
Underneath my age?
Debajo de mi edad?
Underneath the color of my skin?
Debajo del color de mi piel?
Who am I and what is my purpose for being alive?
¿Quién soy yo y cuál es el propósito para estar vivo?
What is the sound of my true voice?
¿Cuál es el sonido de mi voz auténtica?
How do I really walk and talk?
¿Cómo es que yo realmente camino? ¿Cómo hablo?
Who am I underneath what my family thinks about me?
¿Quién soy yo debajo de lo que piensa mi familia de mí?
What my friends think about me?
Lo que piensan mis amigos de mí.
Even what I think about myself.
Incluso lo que yo pienso de mí mismo.
Who am I?
¿Quién soy yo?
So that was just a taste of some of the work that we do with our young people. And now you're going to hear some responses to that inquiry as interpreted by the legendary Marla Gibbs, Reverend Michael Beckwith, and the great and amazing Deborah Wilson.
Who am I? I'm a troubled girl who is going through a tough young life. That's what people say when they see a girl like me in the hood. Underneath my skin is a young, beautiful girl who is trying to find herself, running through the crazy world of Los Angeles. Underneath my age is a girl who is broken from the things that she's seen throughout the hood. Underneath my culture, I'm a biracial girl who is supposed to be a woman, who's supposed to become a housewife, and take care of the children I would birth. I want to be free and educated. Underneath, my parents see a girl who is being disobedient and trying to make her parents look bad. That isn't the case. I'm trying my hardest to be me, to follow what my heart wants. Underneath, my friends think of me as badass and cool. What I see is a strong and powerful young woman.
This poem is titled I Am. Yazander M. is the author. I am thankful. I wonder if my prayers reach heaven. I hear my name everywhere. I see the future. I taste greatness. I am untouchable. But I pretend that nothing hurts. I feel nothing. But I touch my baby boy and I cry for my brothers. And I know everything. I am living. I understand people. I say what I think. I dream to have everything. I try my best. I hope to live longer. I live to the fullest. I am great.
I am a queen who wears my crown. I try not to frown, so I keep my pain underground. No one must know, no one must see. So I run and run from the pain right in front of me. Instead of trying to help me and see the true me, they just decide to discipline me. But why don't they see the pain and the sorrow that causes me to run free? I'm trapped in a cage with people who try and hurt me. But I don't mean in the facility where I'm told when to eat, sleep, and be free. I mean when I'm out and the monsters of the night constantly try and claw at me. They scratched me. But it has only been a few who have actually got to me. But it wasn't just a scratch. It was a scar so deep that took my innocence away. But they ask me, why do I run? And I say, why do you think? Because if I stop, they might be able to kill the inner me.
All right. Wow. I love those.
Maravilloso.
Did you see that? That was Marla Gibbs, okay? When I was coming up, I mean, Marla, she was and still is an inspiration. She broke through. She did roles on TV shows that hadn't been done before, and she did it with dignity and elegance. Plus, she's a great actor, okay? And we have Reverend Michael, okay? Just amazing. And Deborah Wilson, I keep telling Deborah all the time, you know, she's a comedian. She's also really a very powerful dramatic interpreter as well. So there you have it. And when we show these to our students, whether they're in the regular high schools or in the facilities, they are just so moved that people would care enough to take their words, take their work, and contribute. Oh, Patrick Rollins, thank you, and Mason Sedlak, the entire Sedlak Rollins family, thank you so much. Everyone, we are just so grateful. You know, you've heard about Spirit Home. You've heard that beautiful song, lyrics by Pluto, music by the great singer-artist Freddie. You know that we have some amazing people supporting us. All of you that are here are supporting us and all of the projects we want to accomplish. And I have to tell you, after 26 years, I think we deserve to know that our work is being supported.
Yes.
That it isn't always an uphill battle.
Claro que
you
sí.
know, right?
Sí.
Sí. What do you want to say, Ama?
Simplemente compartirles que Akuyo está haciendo un gran reconocimiento a los artistas invitados que presentaron estas presentaciones en cuanto a los escritos de nuestros alumnos, y también estamos viendo todo el dinero que está entrando, las donaciones, un recordatorio, todo lo que dones es deducible de impuestos. Así es que por favor participa, únete a nuestra misión. Es muy lindo ser parte de algo tan grande, tan noble y tan importante en nuestra comunidad. Y Akuyo también está recordándonos que con este nuevo proyecto que tenemos de la película de Spirit Awakening, tenemos la visión también de construir una casa hogar para nuestros muchachos. Tenemos mucho talento en casa, mucho talento por parte de nuestros facilitadores, por parte de Pluto, también todo el trabajo tan lindo que ha hecho Freddie con su canción, y todos los facilitadores que contribuimos de alguna manera u otra. Somos artistas y estamos también contribuyendo con nuestra creatividad.
Thank you, Ama. We have another surprise for you this evening. It's been a night full of surprises. And as you know, this all started after I wrote my one-woman play, Spirit Awakening. That gave birth to the programs, which then gave birth to the foundation. We are now in about 11 schools and facilities with invitations all the time to expand. And all of that takes support. And one of the ways we're expanding is that we're going to create something called the Women's Healing Circle. And we're also going to be expanding our work into colleges. My work is already being taught at USC, Berkeley, and Stanford. And so we are now making the film version of Spirit Awakening, sort of a hybrid between a performance art and a movie. And tonight, you get to see a teaser of it. Woo! I'm so excited. And so again, you know, we are raising funds to be able to finish the film so that next year you can be invited to the screening. And this will be a way to really expand the work, the reach of Spirit Awakening Foundation. Of course, the film can be shown anywhere in the world. And we do have invitations. When we were in Ghana a couple of years ago, Georgia and I were invited, I think it was Madagascar. Someone wanted to bring our programs there. So there is no shortage of places that could really benefit from the programs of Spirit Awakening Foundation. And you now have the invitation to be a part of that. So you want to tell folks what I just said?
Claro que sí, queremos compartir con todos ustedes mucho del trabajo que está haciendo esta fundación de Spirit Awakening. Es un programa muy específico y nació de una obra de teatro que después se convirtió en el programa, como una fundación para los chicos y las chicas, nuestra juventud, y ahora se está convirtiendo en una película, pero mucho del material que está en este programa educativo está ya en universidades, por ejemplo en Berkeley, y en otros lugares del mundo. Cuando Akuyo estuvo en Ghana, también fue invitada le parece que es a Madagascar, y también le pidieron que permitiera que su programa se enseñara en esa parte del mundo. Y estamos muy emocionados porque no tiene fin, no tiene límite todo lo que se puede lograr con este programa.
Thank you, Amma. So here it is. We have a bit of a teaser for you of Spirit Awakening.
Y tenemos ahora un pedacito, una muestra de lo que es la película de Spirit Awakening, así que atentos.
Whither shall I flee from thy spirit? Whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend into heaven, thou art there.
When I wake up, when I remember, that is the African I will be.
If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there.
Wow, that is amazing. It is so exciting. Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
So show us some love. You want to see the whole film? To help us finish this film, okay? And again, you know, really, if you know someone who, you know, is part of philanthropy, because it really does help. A lot of times, philanthropic organizations, they're really difficult to, you know, to penetrate. You know, it's competitive, obviously, and it really does help if you know someone you can make a personal introduction. Or like EDL Northwest, they found us on the web, and then they reached out to us. Isn't that beautiful? That touches my heart so deeply. And so spread the word. Tell your friends, your business associates. It's almost the end of the year. Giving Tuesday is in like 2 weeks or so. And, you know, it's a time when we give all over the world. So let's circulate. I give. I have, like all of you, I have a list of charities. Many of them are my friends that I give to, you know. So let's get into that circulation. We are asking you humbly to support the work we do. You've seen evidence of it tonight. You saw the clip of the film. You know that we don't deal with mediocrity. At Spirit Awakening, we're all about excellence, right,
Yes,
Amma?
absolutamente. Y queremos hacer la invitación nuevamente a que contribuyas si conoces a alguien en el área de la filantropía, personas que están en una posición de donar fondos. haz la recomendación, háblales de nuestra empresa, háblales de nuestra organización, porque cada regalo, cada donativo que des es importante, tiene un impacto grande en la vida de nuestra juventud y también en el trabajo que hacemos aquí. Acuyo es realmente espectacular y es maravillosa, siempre busca hacer todo de la mejor calidad posible. Así que por favor contribuye y todo lo que des se te devuelve. De todas maneras, es una ley cósmica. Estás en la ley de atracción, es la ley de manifestación. Así que contribuye.
Thank you, Amma. And now we are part of at the part of our event that's also very near and dear to my heart. It's what we call the roll call. And again, for those of you that have been, with us in the years, know what we do. Each year, at the end of Voices of the Unheard, we do what we call the roll call, where we give you the first name and the age of arrest of a young person, and then we tell you the years that they've been sentenced to. And this is based on not something I read or heard, this is what I know. Because for many years, I was actually in the Special Handling Unit, the SHU, S-H-U, Special Handling Unit. And at the time, those children were called the unfits. Oh. Can you imagine? You're already feeling so bad about yourself. You've made mistakes. You come from a family where there's a lot of things going on. You're arrested, and then to, put the nail in the coffin, they call you an unfit. And then you're supposed to somehow rehabilitate from that. Well, that's not going to happen. And I know that I would tell my students, while you're with me, don't you ever call yourself unfit. You are not unfit, okay? Yes. So this is, as you can see, I get fired up about this, So we are going to now give the names of some young people, many of whom I know still, that are incarcerated. We're going to tell you the age of their arrest and the sentencing that they got, okay? We've been doing a lot of work, Spirit Awakening and other organizations, and I want you to know that when we do this, it makes a difference because we're helping to lift the vibration of these young people. Prayer works. However you pray, to whatever you pray, all I know is when you put beautiful, loving energy into something, then it has a chance to put out beautiful, loving energy. And that's what we're doing. Many of the kids whose names we've lifted in the roll call are now out. They're now out. So that's why we do this. Amma?
Y ahora hemos llegado a la parte de nuestro programa donde pasamos lista. Y la lista que pasamos son los nombres de algunos jóvenes que en este momento están encarcelados y que vamos a decir el nombre, la edad y la condena que han recibido. Y esto es muy importante porque realmente es fuerte lo que está pasando con nuestros chicos. Son condenas injustas, son condenas demasiado serias, demasiado graves para realmente lo que ellos llevaron a cabo y son el producto de muchos factores. Así que en mucho de lo que trabajó Acuyo anteriormente no son nombres que hemos leído, no son nombres que nos pasaron en alguna lista, son chicos que conocemos, son chicos reales, son personas que son conocidos para Acuyo y de hecho hay una unidad que es la unidad especial para estos jóvenes y a esos jóvenes se les etiqueta como inadecuados. Ahora, ¿te imaginas tú tener que pasar el resto de tu vida con esa etiqueta como que eres inadecuado, como si hay algo malo contigo? Y lo que Acuyo les dice a sus alumnos, mientras estés trabajando conmigo en mis clases, jamás vas a usar esa etiqueta de que eres inadecuado. Y esto es algo que es muy apasionante tanto para Acuyo como para muchos de nosotros. Por eso participamos, por eso hacemos este trabajo con gran dedicación. Y esta parte es muy importante también porque muchos de los chicos que nosotros hemos elevado en oración en nuestros corazones, muchos de ellos han sido puestos en libertad. En años previos que hemos hecho este programa, hemos logrado que muchos de estos muchachos salgan o que se les dé otra oportunidad. Así que realmente es importante, nuestras palabras tienen poder, la oración tiene poder y los invitamos a todos que abran su corazón en este momento al escuchar los nombres de estos chicos, pero visualicen a todos los chicos que en este momento están pasando por esta situación.
Thank you, Amma. Thank you, Georgia and Nathaniel. So now we're going to do our roll call. And as you hear these names, send them some light. Send them some love. Light a candle. send them some prayers. Naka, 15 years old. Life.
Our Father.
Maggie, deceased.
Which art in heaven.
Jackie, 13 years old, 15 years to life.
Hallowed be thy name.
Jesse, 15 years old, 56 years to life.
Thy kingdom come.
David, 13, life.
Thy will be done.
Leonie, 18 years old, facing life.
On earth as it is.
Pray for me.
In heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And deliver us from all evil. For thy is the kingdom and the power and the
Oh, Mijan, thank you. Thank you so much.
Preciosa, linda, linda. Gracias.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Muchas gracias.
Yes, as you know, we've come to pretty much the end of our event. We're going to hear from Georgia again in just a few minutes. I do want to thank all the artists that have been here this evening. And but I think, we'll go to Georgia first to encourage us to give some more. Georgia.
It takes all of us showing up to make the changes we wish to see in the world. So thank you for stepping up and joining us tonight. Your support and contributions are invaluable to our organization and to those we serve. If you haven't already done so, please donate to Spirit Awakening now. As a nonprofit organization, we rely on support from individuals like you. Join us now. Donate as much as you possibly can. Do it for the kids, do it for your community, and do it for the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Georgia. So as she has encouraged you, as we've all encouraged you, you've heard about Spirit Home, you've seen a teaser of the film, and I do want to give a shout out to Nabure, one of our board members who's producing the film, Daudi, who did the editing for that teaser, Richie Yao, our cinematographer, JC Diaz, who's one of our first ADs and producers, Tezita Solomon, Marina, who did the production design. Tessita is one of our associate producers. Reverend Michael is an executive producer. Reverend Coco Stewart is one of our producers. So there's a lot of people involved with all of this. And of course, I want to thank you, Amma, for your gifts, your talents, and your beautiful presence here with me this evening. I am so grateful that we get to have you translate what we're doing in Spanish, as so many of the people we serve are Spanish speaking, you know, and so absolutely they need to be able to participate and be involved and understand what we're doing.
Claro que sí.
Absolutely. I want to thank Hunter, Formica for being here, Pluto Brown, Tyler Conti, don't give up on your dreams. And John Owens, Tia Reed, is anybody else? And of course, these beautiful artists at Absolute Live Productions. Thank you so much. We love you. We love being here. And don't forget to text Give Voices 21 to 44-321. And the fundraising is going to keep going. Right now, we've raised $71,507, okay, of our $200,000. Giving Tuesdays in 2 weeks, I believe. And so we want to raise this, and I know we can do it.
Sí.
I know we can do it.
Sí
so,
se puede.
Sí se puede.
Sí
Yes.
se puede.
We can do it. So join us, and I think that is it. I think we are good to go, right? I don't think I've forgotten anything. Thank you. You want to thank them,
Sí,
please?
claro, queremos darles las gracias en español. Acuyo quiere dar el agradecimiento a la comunidad hispana. Muchos de nuestros alumnos son jóvenes que vienen de familias que aún no hablan inglés, entienden el inglés, están en el país, pero también queremos asegurarnos que ellos tengan acceso a nuestro programa y que puedan ver este programa en particular para que sepan lo que estamos haciendo, para que sepan lo bonito que está disponible para sus hijos, que hay programas de arte, hay personas que los quieren, hay personas que se preocupan, que están dispuestos a invertir en su bienestar y en un futuro mejor para ellos. Así que muchas gracias por estar con nosotros. La recaudación de fondos va a continuar y puedes ir a Give Voices 21 al 44-321 y ahora llevamos $71,000 con $507 de los 200,000 que teníamos como meta y vamos a continuar con esta meta en las siguientes semanas. Viene el próximo martes, que es algo que le llaman Giving Tuesdays. Así que puedes donar $20, $30, lo que puedas. Ninguna cantidad es muy poca y lo puedes deducir de impuestos. Así que eso es muy importante también.
Thank you so much, Amma. And I'm just seeing Julie Drake just gave. Julie, thank you. I have a quick story. Julie, recently one of her students made their transition. They died and left Julie with a gift, which she's now gifting for Spirit Home. So Julie Drake, we want to thank you so much. Again, we thank our LACO partners. I'm remembering Barbara Wilson, one of the teachers from LACO, who very early on supported me and the work of Spirit Awakening with contributions and recommendations for contracts. So Barbara Wilson, thank you very much. I hope you feel that you have been thanked, because you are being thanked. And We're out. We're done. Mic drop. Thank you.
Gracias.
And we'll see you again next year. We love you all, everyone. Bye.
Ciao. Adiós.
Adiós.
Her struggles are not mine, I cannot speak for her. But I have my own burden, so I can grieve with her. We came in pure, but these troubled souls are ever present. They hold our goals. No, this life isn't fair for someone like you or me. But we can be who we're meant to be. Yeah, we can. 'Cause together we are home. We don't have to go it alone. Find the light in the dark so our roses can bloom. Find the time for a break. We can stitch up our wounds. Free to conquer, free to roam. 'Cause together we silver spoon or crystal stare. We look for love in the wrong places, found the devil there. Taking wave after wave, trying to come up, gasping for air. No, this life isn't fair for someone like you or me. But we can be who we're meant to be. Yeah, we can. 'Cause together we are home. We don't have to go it alone. Find the light in the dark so our roses can bloom. Find the time for a break. We can stitch up our wounds. Free to conquer, free to roam. 'Cause together we are.
Rome nor Rome wasn't built in a day. Queens, kings, and masterpieces aren't built this way. We get forced by the fire so we can dance in the rain. They can't shame our parade even if our skies turn gray. Because our roses will bloom through blood, sweat, and faith. No seed will go unwatered, and no tears will be wasted in the making of our greatness.
But we can be who we're meant to be. Yeah, we can. 'Cause together we are home. We don't have to go it alone. Find the light in the dark so